So, anyway, Despair Everywhere, the Ronpa series. It's basically going to be a really casual discussion panel. Thank you all for coming out at like midnight Thursday to see me lose my crap over Danganronpa. I love Danganronpa. I'll let you know. Yeah, thank you. And I have to go sad face because I see 999 and it's just making me have all the feels right now. So anyway, so I'm one of those people. I went to CastCon last week. I staffed that entire con. So this con, I'm losing my goddamn mind. So if I seem a little bit slow, it's because of that, and I'm still recovering from bronchitis, so I feel like I'm dying again. So bear with me. Like I said, this is discussion panel. Go panel. Go at the speed of justice. Okay, so I'm gonna give you a quick version of overview of like the series for the most part, mainly the games. There's a lot of other entries, several other entries that are mangas and novels. I'll give you quick stuff. Discussion panel. Feel free to comment or ask questions. Raise your hand. If I don't see you, just start waving it like crazy. I will be giving you spoilers, so yeah. If a criticize a character, like I'm sorry. Like if I don't like somebody, like Mahiru, I don't like him. Whatever. I will use a little bit of profanity. Just giving you a warning, so nobody's like, oh my god, you cuss. I'm like, it's fucking midnight. I'm sorry. Moving on. So interest in the series. Let me know what's happening, because I literally cannot see it at this point. So you have debate Danganronpa distrust. So this is the very first thing before Danganronpa was Danganronpa. As the name implies, it was way gorier. It had a 7-day time limit to figure out what everything was. It was way darker. In this game, they originally did have red blood versus pink blood. It's just when he did, like when he had other test audiences, play the game, they actually didn't respond well to the red blood, so they changed it to something pink, and pink worked out. Otherwise, they totally could have had red blood, just didn't really test that well with the audiences. Danganronpa Academy of Hope in the high. Oh, here we go. Academy of Hope in the high school students in despair, because it's a long-ass name, because long-ass names for the win. So this is the first game in the series. You have an anime of it. I was one of those people, because Tumblr ruins everything. I knew about the whole series, was obsessed with it before there was any mention of it getting to the U.S. They had an anime for it that you see before it even got to the U.S., and then all of a sudden, I think maybe a year or two after the fact, it's like, oh, the U.S. is going to get this on the Vita. It's like, I already know about the series at this point. But yeah, you got Danganronpa. There's Danganronpa If, which happens in the first game. It's the If scenario. After you beat the first game, you get a little item from being it, and you can use it on the Monokuma machine, and it gives you a scenario in which case Mako gets injured. He saves Junko. He saves her so she doesn't die. Injuries cause him to get back his memories of everything that happened, the 2 years that they couldn't remember due to getting their memory wiped of that 2 years at the school. And he's able to save everybody and get everybody out of the school without anybody dying. But it's an if scenario, it's not canon, but get your hopes up just to kill him again. So you have Danganronpa Zero. Zero is a light novel that happens, that's one of the few things that happens at the beginning of the series. 2-part light novel, prequel to the first game. It features, spoilers alert, Junko in there, you won't notice it at first. The guy who's able to do all the memory erasures and explains that, and it's basically a good setup for what happens before. Super Danganronpa 2, Goodbye Academy of Despair, second game of course, where everything's way gorier, crazier, and basically one gigantic, oh, gotcha, actually decided the game the entire time. I'm going to be going over that. Danganronpa Kirigiri is a prequel novel series about Kyoko Kirigiri, a character from the first game. The first book was released September 2013, and there are now currently 3 books, at least at the time that I looked it up. You have Absolute Despair Girls, Danganronpa another episode, which is the, let's do an FPS. What could possibly go wrong? What could possibly fucking go wrong? Just, oh my god. Yeah, we're going to talk about that. I originally did this panel for Otakon last year. By that time, Despair Girls didn't come out. And I wanted to play the US version so I can know what they're saying and everything. So then, of course, the game comes out, I play it, I'm like, the biggest enemy in that game is the fucking camera. Like, any given moment, it's just like, who's attacking me? Why am I dying? Camera, I will fucking kill you. I hate this game. So anyway, we're gonna talk about that. Absolute Despair Hagakure, after you beat the first game, they open up, like, you get a visual novel in the game where you read about Hagakure and what he was doing along with Leon's yandere cousin, because anybody gives a shit, and you read about what they're doing, and fun times. Listen, Danganronpa Unlimited Battle, that's a cell phone iOS game. I don't believe you can get that in the States. It's a Japan-only smartphone game based on the pinball game. Typically, Japan cell phone games, you can't get in the States, but they exist. Unless it's fake granddaughter, but that's a different story. So Cyber Danganronpa versus Class Trial, Tech demo utilizing PS4 VR's headset, the Project Morpheus. Very basic. I can go into detail with that. What's happening? So Dangan 1 through 2, Beautiful Days. They had another game for PSP, where it's the first and second game together. Just a couple other things I'm going to be talking about later. There's also a collection of supplementary manga series for both the first and second games. Like typical fashion for video games, whenever you have a video game series, usually there's mangas that complement it if you want to do that. There's also an anime. I haven't watched that yet because my rule of thumb is if I can play the video game, I will do that, and I will never watch the anime ever because it's just things you lose crossing between two different mediums, so it's like I'm just rather play a video game, like with Persona 4. Anyway, moving on to the games. Let's try. Go laptop. So you got the first game, Danganronpa. Oh my God, this game. So I always like the with the first game. My first favorite character from the get-go was Leon. I was like, yeah, it's Leon. It's like, yeah, he's like the first guy to die. I'm like, fuck everything. No, just kill off everybody I love. Awesome. So welcome to Hope Academy. Also, there's a 2-year skip. Prison Academy, you're stuck. You can't get out. All the doors and windows are locked. You don't remember how you got there, why you're there. All you know is that you kind of know each other, but not really. Have hot girls, you have stuffed bears that are actually... The funny thing about the series for Monokuma is she does Doraemon, which is hilarious because it's like, wow, you should do this awesome cat plush thing. Now you're this evil bitch thing. Change the character. Amnesia everywhere, because when in doubt with writing anything, just put in amnesia. Like, how do these characters not... Amnesia. Moving on. Don't need to actually put anything thought into that. Twins, for spoiler alerts. Everybody's kind of dead, Dave. Everybody you actually give a shit about. Skynet 1, basically, with Kumas. You find out at the end of the game, like, oh no. Monokuma's ruining the world. Holy Jesus, why? So you have Makoto, Nagi, the unlucky every dude, ultimate lucky student, or unlucky student, depending on how you translate that. Ultimate hope. You have Kyoko Kirigiri. At first, you don't really know her ultimate, but you find out she's the ultimate detective. You have Byakuya Togami, who's the ultimate affluent progeny. You have Sayaka, who's the ultimate prop sensation. Shihiro, ultimate hacker. Let's see. Programmer, sorry. I'm going through stuff. So, programmer, Kiyotaka, ultimate, going through my notes like a boss. Okay. Kiyotaka, ultimate moral compass. Celestia Lundberg, ultimate gambler. Toko, who's ultimate, like, romance novelist. Also, genocider Jill or Seo. And Hifumi Yamada, who's the ultimate fanfic creator. Now, of all these characters, I just always love the fact that Makoto started developing any feelings for Sayaka because it's blatantly obvious, like, dude, she's just using you. It's like, no, she totally loves you. Dude, she's just using you. Even after she sets him up, she gets killed after the court case. It's like, no, I'm pretty sure she revealed who the killer was because she actually didn't want me to get in trouble. No, it's because she wanted Leon to get in trouble. She never liked you, dude. Let it go. Byakuya, I loved him at first, and then, like, the asshole thing kind of just ruins everything. Kiyotaka, I did like him at first, and then like him and Mondo together, like when their relationship started to develop together, was really awesome. Togo's great, especially Genocide Joe, and then Hifumi is actually pretty fun. Let's move on to the rest of the characters now. So you have Mondo Wada, who is I don't have extra characters. Ultimate biker gang leader, Hagakure, who is the ultimate, what's my notes? Clairvoyant, Aoi, ultimate swimmer. Sakura Ogami, ultimate martial artist. Leon, ultimate baseball. And then Bakuro Ikusawa, who's Master Ranch Junko at first, is actually the ultimate soldier. Where's my ultimate soldier? Junko is the ultimate fashionista, and then Yamaku is Monokuma. So Junko's always fun. Everybody loves cosplaying her. She's bundle of fun. Was there the entire time, but nobody ever found her. Not that much. Like with the first game, like because I played the second game, I liked pretty much all the characters from the first game. When I played the second game, kind of completely overshadowed the first game for me. So I was just kind of all about Danganronpa 2. I always like the fact that with Makoto, although he is the unlucky every dude, he's pretty much supposed to be the regular character everybody can relate to. He's like a little bit too plain for me. Like everybody really stands out, and then you just have Makoto, who is just there, and you're like, oh, there's the guy nobody cares about. Anyway, moving on to other characters that are way more interesting. What's the thoughts? And like I said, feel free to make comments, whatever, throughout. It's really chill. I'm tired. So Despair versus Chaos. Now, they say a lot of things about Despair, everything's about Despair, but when you really look at what Junko's doing, a lot of it tends to be more chaos focused, and Despair is one of the things that result from that, which is just my personal opinion. I just want to put that out there. Makoto is, like I say, super bland. even though I still like him. You have Mono Kiyotaka. They're my favorite OTP couple from that game. There's a lot of other OTPs from that game, too. Also, never cared about Yasuhiro, so of course he makes it. Of course he has to make it. Any character I didn't really care about made it, all the characters I loved died, so awesome. Especially Mondo, especially Kiyotaka. So Danganronpa 2, perfect, yeah, like, fan service. Like, what the fuck? Yeah. It was totally an accident. Like, is it really? I don't even know. Mikan, I love Mikan. She was fun. She's fun. I'm totally clumsy in the most sexy way possible. Oh, God. So, yeah, super obvious. Like, I would say within the first 5 minutes of the game, it's really obvious you're not in the real world. I mean, it was like, oh, yeah, there's this little mascot, Monomi. She's running the class trip. You're on the island. Yeah, all of it's totally real. It's like, it's totally not real, but why is it not real? Why are you here? So make sure to play us on Sword Online, because, of course, you die in the game. Actually, it's more like dot hack. You die in the game, you get in the coma in real life. You're all assholes. All of you are guilty. All of you are involved with with Junko and basically the proletariats overthrowing the bourgeoisie. Bourgeoisie being all these special people and all the ultimates of Hope Academy. Protagonist is the ultimate. He did everything. He had all the skills. Hiyoko is also a traditional dancer. I love her. She's my favorite character. Like, she's totally a bitch. I'm like, I love cute characters that are total bitches. They're great. Nobody ever suspects them until they open their mouth. And you're like, oh, why do you have to be such an asshole? Every time. Junko Monokuma, basically Mr. Smith. Of course, whenever you see Monokuma, assume Junko's evolved. Damn if you do, damn if you don't. Ultimatum at the end where it's like, okay, either you stay in the game and you can't leave, but everybody else in the first game is stuck there with you. Nobody leaves. We all have happy fun times in a fake reality place with Junko. Or you can leave and all of your memories will probably be erased. No, you can leave, but Junko will upload herself to anybody's bytes that's available. Or you can let the protagonists from the first game reset your memory, reset everything, but you don't remember anybody. So which one of these shitty options do you want to go with? And you're like, okay, that sucks for everybody. Everybody sucks. So Danganronpa 2 was really big on kind of subverting things that happened in the first game. Also, kind of taking like ultimate abilities and several things from the first game and kind of remixing it. So you have several characters that have skills that's like, it's like this guy's skill was a little bit different. Shihajime Hina, originally they didn't know what his ultimate was. Nagito Komoeda, best character. Ultimate Hope, which is the awesomest way to do the ultimate hope. And a great example about how you can make somebody who has the ultimate hope, ultimate skill, very interesting. You have Shiaki Nanami, who's ultimate gamer. Akane Owari, who's the ultimate gymnast. Okay, she could have been kickboxer, but whatever, gymnast. Nakamaru Nidai, his ultimate, let's see, I have this, ultimate coach. Sonya Nevermind is the ultimate, there we go. I have my notes, so, Princess. Yeah, I have my notes right here, but feel free to yell at me, I'm sorry. Kazuichi Soda, he's the ultimate, don't tell me. McKay. Gunna Tanaka, he's the ultimate breeder. Always love that. I'm like, always gonna be like occult, no, breeder. Awesome. Gundam had to grow on me a little bit. At first I didn't care about, some of these characters had to grow on me, but the ones that grew on me, I really loved them. Byakuya Togami, Real was the ultimate progeny. This was the ultimate, like, oh my God. Yeah, imposter. And then Mahiru's the ultimate photographer. Mahiru was literally the only character I did not care about. Because I hate Mary Sue's, and she's very Mary Sue. I'm like, I literally don't care about anything you're saying, Mahiru. The only reason why I hated that she died is because somebody else had to die because she died. Only reason. Let's go. So Fuyuhiko Kuzuryu, he's the ultimate Yakuza, basically. Peko Pakayama is the ultimate, swordswoman. Mika is the ultimate nurse. Ibuki is the ultimate, I'm sorry. Blah, blah, blah. Classical, what? Yeah, light music club member. You should have just said death metal, because that would have been great. I love it when it's like, oh, she's going to give us a concert, guys. Like, this is going to be great. What's it like? Death metal. Like, what the fuck? Yeah, death metal. But she's from Sayaka's band, and they're a pop idol group, so she has the pop idol persona, but death metal. I'm like, this is awesome. You have Hiyoko Seonju, who's the ultimate traditional dancer, so you think she'd be all nice. No, she's a total bitch. You have Teruteru Hanamura, who's the other, like, I love them way more than I should have, who's the ultimate cook, and then, of course, Monokuma, and Monomi or Sami, whatever you want to call her. Her mini games were kind of fun after a while to just remind me of just cooling it down, just skating around and just hit things with a magical stick. It's kind of fun. Excuse me. Now, Hiyoko, I really relate to Hiyoko, especially because for a while, like I do a lot of kimonos, and for a while I was really into making my own kimonos. I would buy the kimono fabric and import it from Japan. I would go to a kimono dealer and try show them my kimonos to make sure I'm doing it accurately, etc., etc. So I could totally relate to her when she had the issue of like I can't put kimonos on myself. I'm like, I relate to you. It hit me right in the kokoro in the feels because kimonos are damn well hard to put on. Your typical obi is gonna be 10 feet long. That is not fun to put on by yourself. You can, but it sucks. So I just like that. I like that, and her and Myro's like kind of friendship building over that, where it's like I kind of know how to do a basic obi tie. It's like, even though I hate you, Myro, that makes you awesome for like 2 seconds. Anyway, also, Fuyuhiko originally was a character. I did not care about Fuyuhiko. He didn't really talk to anybody. But then he started to really blossom once Pekuyama unfortunately died because she's the one that killed. I was so pissed. Literally, this game, I was pissed when anybody died, except for Myro. Everybody, even Hanamura, I'm like, I know you're a pervert, but I love you. And we need somebody to make the food. No, don't die. So when she died, Fuyuhiko really opened up and came out of his shell, and that made him really relatable, and I really liked his character after that, so it was great. So, oh my god, all the additional mini-games for the trials. So you have the improved Hangman, for example. It just sucked. Improved Hangman was just me staring at the game like, I know what the answer is. I cannot move my fingers fast enough to make this happen. Also, what? Yeah, what are you saying? You're just gonna cry. Your tears might make it better. I don't know. So, yeah, like it should be better than PC. And to me, if it's on PC, you can just modify the controls anyway to make it to your liking. Also with the VIA, because I didn't play my VIA for like a year or so, because Danganronpa ruined my life. So it literally, in between not playing Danganronpa, wasn't really using my VIA despite Virtue's Last Award. Anyway, so my left trigger kind of died. So when I was playing this game, there's moments like, you need to use the left trigger. Like, my left trigger's gone. I don't know what you want me to do. I'm going to hammer it, and nothing works, and I hate this game. But yeah, Hangman, and I played the entire game on hard mode, because I'm like, what? Who cares? Just do both settings on hard mode. Horrible mistake, because when you get near the end of the game, it's just letters flying everywhere. It's just like, why? Why did I do this to myself? Also, all the parries. This game has so much chipping, whether you're Yaoi fangirl. This is a weed trash game, panel, so who cares? Yaoi fangirl, Yuri fanboy, or fangirl, heterosexual, who cares? You just pair everybody. Just pair everybody. Like Sonya and Gundam make the cutest couple because it makes no sense. But they started to develop a relationship with each other. I thought it was adorable. Nagil equals best manipulation of his ultimate talent. Now, especially when you have Makoto, he's ultimate luck and things just worked. Nagil had the one thing, he had the one skill, and he made it work to the degree that was basically magic. Just like, oh, well, I need this, like his ultimate plan, like, oh, well, I need her in particular to basically wind up killing me. I'm just gonna rely on the faith and my hope, and it's just gonna work out, and everything works. It's like, that's statistically impossible. How is this working? How is your hope literally magic? Your hope literally magic, but. Yeah, Russian roulette. Oh, these rules are boring. I'm going to put 5 bullets instead of 1. Like, and Monomi's like, no, please don't do that. No, boom, and it's like nothing happens. I'm like, how the fuck does this work? Why? I remember that part of the game was like the funniest part too, because I think by that point in time I was playing the game for hours and I was kind of tired. I couldn't figure out the puzzles. So every time you fucked up a puzzle, he just berates you like, oh, well, it's obviously this. You're like, Nagil, shut the fuck up. I don't know. I'm trying not to use a guide. Get it wrong. Well, clearly you're not looking hard enough. All this like fourth wall leaning. I'm like, Nagil, you are not helping me. You are my baby, but you need to shut the fuck up. So yeah, that wasn't fun. Everybody's gonna starve to death. Yay, we got trapped. Sonya got like say best cutest cowboy ever. Kazuichi was fun. I wanted to like him a lot, but then after a while, the creepy stalking of Sonya got on my nerves. It's like, yeah, Sonya told you no like multiple times. No means no. Stop. It's like, oh, we're just gonna keep following you. It's like, no, now you're in creepy stalker territory. Please stop. So also, like I said, hard mode with the broken trigger. It's not fun. Like all their new mini games just kind of suck to me. One of the fun things I always hear about the game is that the plot and the writing's good. It's just the gameplay can be terrible. And it's like that's a good summation of the game. Especially with Danganronpa 2, it's like, oh, guess what? We're gonna give you a Tamagotchi thing, cause fuck you. We're gonna give you a Tamagotchi. There's gonna be a bigger area, and it's basically a pedometer. And you're like, yeah. So you don't want to just fast travel. You want to walk or run, so you use your pedometer. It's like, fuck you, no, we just fast travel. Don't make me walk more. No. You can talk to, what? That basically is what happened to me because for whatever reason, my V is like, I'm not going to really respond to you touching the screen. So literally there were moments like, I know what the answer is, but my V has said, fuck me, so I can't do anything. Stare at the screen. I think one moment like near the end of the game, it literally took me like 10, 15 minutes because I'm like, it won't let me do it. Game, god dang it. I can't. Stare at the screen, just curse it. Yeah, so Danganronpa 2 had a lot of necessary additions to the game. Like, first game was fine. I didn't think that it was necessary to explore your school for the first game because you really didn't need to. Like, I'm used to Zero Escape series where you could click different stuff, go to different places. You really don't need to explore. It really wasn't necessary, but they had. And of course, Danganronpa 2, you can explore, and then there's some find stuff mechanics. So find the different Monokumas for every chapter, and then new things to just stare at your screen for 40 minutes to see if there's anything there and still miss something, but whatever. More necessary mechanics to worry about. Anyway. So yeah, Hiyoko, like I said, best character. Didn't like her. Love the elaborate trials. I swear to God, I think the first game, the trials, I want to say didn't really go longer than like 20, 30 minutes. This game, like literally one trial could be like 2 hours. Just you like, how many sections are there? And it's like, we're not even at the halfway point. It's like, and finally hit the halfway point, you look at the clock, it's been like an hour and a half, 2 hours. So literally when I got to the trial part, it was like, I had to have 3 hours dedicated to just trials. Just people arguing with you. And I don't know what's happening. Because first game, I kind of spoiled who all the killers were so I can just know. The second game, I did try to eyeball it and just did spoiled as little as possible so I can just do it. Which is why, like, chapter 3, when Mikan was the culprit, I thought was awesome because her descent into madness throughout that trial was great. All of her descent into madness during the trial when you start really accusing him was great, but I really liked hers. Everything with Nagil, like I said, how he sets up his trial, where it's just you get to that point where it's like, Nagil killed himself, so he's a murderer. End of the story, you're like, oh my God, this took me 5 minutes, this is not the end. Okay, then who actually did it? Like, how did he set this up? And you're like, that whole trial was insane, I loved it. Also, Ultra Despair Girls. Like I said, when I did Otakon 2015 didn't come out yet, but now it did, so I can actually talk about it. Holy Jesus, this game. So I don't know what the hell is happening.
Third person, by the way.
It sucks either way. I was just angry the whole game. Like, I want to love you, but why? Why? And especially when you get to the chapter where it's Jotaro. So colors, really, really bright, contrasting colors. You're like, I'm going to throw up. I'm going to throw up on the screen. It's going to suck. Oh, my God. Oh, my God. Of course, there's some sparkly shit in the background and that Technicolor graveyard. And you're just looking around like, I see some sparkles or I'm about to pass out. I don't know. Just focus your megaphone gun. Megaphone gun? Nobody questions it. On the spot. God damn this. Yeah, like a few minutes, you're just like, I hate this game. I'm gonna just throw my Via on the ground. So it's never fun. It's just, we're usually, like this game, like I put it on the regular mode, but every time I had the chance, especially near the end of the game, I was just like, Jill decided, go, Jill, go. I'm not fighting the camera. I don't have to care when I'm genocide zone. It's just way more fun anyway. So kids are the worst. Everybody's trying to kill you. That's a kid. Because reasons. Save the Princess Byakuya. Byakuya's literally just trapped the whole time because reasons. Fetishes, a lot of fetishisms with Komoeda. Every time you look up, it's a new fetish with Komoeda. At one point, it was like inflation fetish with Komoeda. If you don't know what that is, that's hentai crap. And if you still don't know what it is, don't ask. It's creepy. So there's just different things with Komoeda happening. Just constantly messing with them. Whatever. But when I saw Komoeda, I was sold. Any given point, Tokyo talks too much. Komaru talks too much. There's lots of talking for, like, it's an FPS game, like, why do you have this much text? when it's an FPS game. It's like Blaze Blue. It's a lot of talking even though it's supposed to be a fight game. Everybody's using you. Everybody's trying to betray somebody else. Also, did I misspell? Awesome misspelled that. Bitch ain't crippled, which is like the funniest realization the whole game. Because I think when that part where it's like when you make it to like near the final room, it's like which one of these ladders lead up to whatever her name is, Monica. It's like I'm gonna assume it's the top one because I don't know. I didn't even put two and two together. It's like remember that one room you went to in the back? Yeah. You had to take a ladder to it. Yeah. It was Monica's room. Yeah. Put two and two together? No, didn't. I just randomly guessed the top one. Like, yeah, that's her room because of that. I'm like, oh, I didn't realize it. So you see your Zero for like 2 seconds. You have Byakuya, not Toko, Makoto there trying to save people that are left and trying to save his sister. Byakuya gets kidnapped midway trying to save people. Kamaru's the main character. She is Naegi's sister. You find out she's basically been captured for 2 years and just been living in an apartment complex for 2 years, couldn't escape, and somebody's finger didn't know why it happened. Toko snuck away with, I believe it was on one of the helicopters going there from the Future Foundation because she's trying to see Byakuya. She's not a full-fledged member yet, but she's stuck there. You have Monica Toa, who totally is super innocent and will not betray you ever. It's just our Joe because Togo realized she found a way to control it, so whenever she takes trauma, she switches to Genocide Joe. So she just has a stun gun. She just keeps tasting herself to switch. Hagakure is there in the background. You can read his like kind of visual novel as story after you beat the game, but he's there. You have Kotoko, Usugi, who's my other favorite character. You have Komoya, who's there. He gets captured. Nagisa, Jataro. Kana Nakajima is one of those girls who will find like the missing reports, or you'll find the wanted posters by the Warriors of Hope of people to find. And Masaru Diamond's the end of the main villains. So Monica's ultimate homeroom, a little ultimate homeroom. Kotoko is a little ultimate drama all the way. Nagisa's little ultimate social studies, Jato's little ultimate art, and Diamond's little ultimate PE. I really didn't care about them when I first saw them because I'm like, I don't give a shit about kid characters. So the minute I saw the trailers, I'm like, I don't care. They won me over by the end of the game, I didn't care. So you have Hiroko Hagakure, who is awesome. She's Hagakure's mom, and every time I saw her, I'm like, how are you his mom? You're actually awesome. You have Haiji Toa, who I loved, and he was awesome. He was my favorite character. Until you had moments where it's like, oh yeah, I like young girls. Okay, like 20s, because I think he's 30s. And it's like, no, I like them younger, 18, younger, 16, younger. Okay, you're a pedophile, awesome. Not talking to you, stay away from me. Kishiro was one of the guys you see him in the wanted posters. Kishiro, actually, because I didn't realize this from the first game, he is kind of Ogawa's rival. Ogami's rival / lover from the first game. He was supposed to die within 6 months because he was really ill, but apparently you find in this game he's actually still alive, which kind of sucks. And then you have characters like Yuta, because one of the things I hate writing-wise about Ultimate Despair Girls is they purposely will introduce these new characters to you that are related to somebody from the first game and immediately kill them off 2 seconds later. But like the second character is like, let me guess, you're gonna die in like 5 seconds. Yes, I'm gonna die. Like, what's the point? Like, no spoilers. So Yuta Asahito, he is the sister of Aoi, or he's a little cute brother of Aoi. He's really great at swimming. He doesn't necessarily have ultimate yet. He's really good at track, but you find out he's really good at swimming, which is unfortunate because he explodes in the water. Yeah, it's like, he's gonna make it, and he slowed down. It's like that bracelet on his arm, like, oh shit. But I was legit distraught. I'm like, he was really awesome. Why? And then Komar was crying. I'm like, I'm not crying. It's just something in my eye. This sucks. And everything sucked for like 5 minutes. You have to get over it and run. Shirakuma, who totally isn't going to be evil in any way, shape, or form. He's just there to love you. If Kurokuma, who, I don't know what the hell is the deal. Kurokuma was either gangsta or black. I don't know what they were going for with Kurokuma. It was like ghetto gangsta. I don't know. He was fun. Listening to him talk was hilarious. Here we go. Ishimaru. He is Ishimaru's father from the first game, and he's a detective. I think he's deceased. No, he's still around. Fujiko Yamada, who is, here we go. Older sister. She's actually the older sister of Hifumi Yamada from the previous game, and she's running around. Yeah, Taichi Fusasaki, who was another one of the characters. Like, oh, he's the father of. He's the father of Shihiro, and he's there, and you're like, he's totally not gonna die. Please do not kill him, because he's awesome. And right when the elevator doors open, I remember the whole like sequence too. I'm like, why are you standing directly in front of the elevator doors? Like, move from the elevator door. And they open, he gets killed. I was just pissed. I'm like, why? Why I actually really liked him. And Monokuma Kids, who are like the enemies you see running. Also, Monokuma Kids, easiest excuse for not actually drawing out any new character designs. Just everybody kind of looks the same. Woo! Don't have to make any effort. Aloysius Pennyworth, who is Byakuya's butler, who's around, is one of those that's being hunted by Warriors of Hope. As is Yukimaru. Let's see. Yukimaru. He is the friend to Owada from the previous game. He runs one of his biker gangs, and he's really close to him and is MIA. Kameko is the beetle for Toko, and the beetle's wanted. Like, why? Like, find this one specific beetle and kill it. Like, how can you tell? Whatever, guys. Fujito Kirigiri is grandfather of Kirigiri. Ayaka is the other member for Sayaka's idol group, which is always hilarious because, like, she looks really plain. Like, yeah, she's from her idol group. Okay, Grand Bois is the pet cat to, let's see, to Celestia. The cat's wanted, fat cat, I don't know, they wanted the cat, I don't know, it's there. So I didn't mind the kid characters like I mentioned too much. They're actually really interesting because, of course, everybody has a tragic backstory, which they kind of retroactively kind of ruined with some last-minute things. Besides gameplay, everything was pretty much great, except for the rapes. Every other character's raped. Like, Kotoko, yeah, exactly. Kotoko was awesome. I loved her character design. She was really cute. And it's like, oh, yeah, she was like a little ultimate drama. She was in the showbiz early on. Okay, yeah, her dad kind of sold her, and her mom kind of had them doing things together. You're like, what the fuck? Yeah, this game was really dark. Like, 1 is dark, 2 was darker, because 2, the thing I kind of skipped over is Asahina, wherever the tan girl, the ultimate gymnast, I'm blanking her name, I'm sorry. I'm sorry. Awari, no, Akane. Akane, going back for a second, Akane, like, a lot of them mention off things where you're just reading through the character things, like, yeah, they kind of were abused all the time. Akane's, like, mom's boyfriend, she used to give her full body massages, and she was completely nude, and you're like, what the fuck? They just drop that little bomb on you, and you're sitting there, like, just foaming at the mouth, like, oh my god, that's terrible. And just leave it there. Kazuichi also gets abused. Fuyuhiko being a gangster, you can only assume that he's involved. He's seen people die. He's been involved in death. Pekayami, you can only assume, has murdered people at some point. There's a lot of, like, random things where it's like, I can only assume it's really dark. That's the previous game. This game is like, it's children, so it's terrible things happening to children. So Daima, who's like a little alternate PE, his father was drunk, used to beat the crap out of him when he was drunk. And it's like, it's one thing when it's just like fantasy violence, it's another thing was realistic situations. Like, yes, drunken parent abusing the child. Little kid, child actress, parents sold her out and basically she was sexually abused all the time by random strangers. I don't think her parents, well, her mom kind of did, technically. But it was just horrific stuff. Monica was the only one was fine, and she was effed up. His parents/scientists basically would perform all these tests on him because they want him to be the ultimate. But all they could get him to be ultimate with was social studies, so they wouldn't let him sleep. They made him study constantly and would not let him do anything. In Japan, it is a real problem where students will study to the point that they stress themselves out, that they commit suicide because such a huge push for doing well in academics and academic pressure. Let's see what other characters am I forgetting? Sorry, let me go back real quick. Jotaro was abandoned by his parents, and he's like a really obvious plot twist where it's like, oh yeah, he's actually really cute. Like, obviously, yeah, his mom neglected him, called him ugly, never wanted him. We assume he was an accident and just kept verbally abusing him. And like all of them have really tragic backgrounds. But yeah, rape happens. So getting back to Kotoko, you get kidnapped, your Kamaru gets kidnapped by her at one point, and you're like, this can't be that bad. I mean, Kotoko sometimes makes kind of like offhanded, really adult jokes, and she's kind of supposed to be the cutesy little girl. And then you find out she has a rape machine. That's like, what the fuck? Despair Girls, what the hell? Like, I really like also Despair Girls, but there's just moments where you're just like, who thought this would be cool? Who okayed this? But yeah, Rape Machine. First time to do anything for series in dub. For the first time, I was one of those people who didn't realize that they had dub option only. Of course, later on, you could download this Japanese option. I did sub for the entire game series. The dub isn't that bad. I thought it was fine. The only kind of complaint was with Nagito, because his voice actor is Bryce Papenbrook, who's becoming more prolific now. He does, what's his name? Aaron for Attack on Titan, and several other big roles. He was fine. It's just, he can hit the creepiness for Komoeda, but he didn't really hit that unselling nature for Komoeda, but it's okay. Most of the characters were new anyway, so it kind of didn't matter. I think the only character that was really annoying was Jotaro in dub, and I don't care. I didn't really pay attention to that character anyway. So, as mentioned before, Toka and Komaru talk a lot, and they just have a lot of banter, and Toka kind of borderlines hipster with a lot of her things she's complaining about, because she is a romance novelist. Everything she criticizes for not being real literature, and you're just sitting there like, Toko, shut the fuck up, nobody cares. And every single item, practically every item you pick up has to give you a little cutscene or a little dialogue that lasts for like 2-3 minutes. And like every other thing you pick up, it's got to be a little bit of a conversation. And you pick up a lot of stuff, and it just kind of gets old after a while. And Komaru's like fish on water, just totally naive to everything. Let's see. Everything you pick up triggers like a conversation, like I mentioned, which gets really old really fast when you're just trying to get from point A to point B, and you're just trying to just grind to the next boss. Because honestly, there's too many points in the game where it's like, I don't care about the gameplay, just get me to the next boss. I'm just playing it for the plot at this point. So yeah, Byakuya and Chain. I love at the end of every chapter, Byakuya will give you his little rating, telling him to change, because Toko is just imagining him being abused, and then she starts foaming at the mouth, and she gets a little bit moist thinking about that. Yeah, the funniest thing is, if you didn't realize it, depending on your rating throughout on the chapter, that dictates what his comments are going to be and what color of the roses that are going to happen. Because like for most of the game, I got B, which is yellow roses. And one time I really effed up because I didn't realize that if you kept restarting like the different like mini games, that would also affect your score and how many times you restart. So I got like a D for that chapter, and it was like black roses, and he's like, can you give me your hand so I can spit in it? I'm like, I didn't realize there was different colored roses. Oh, this is interesting. They put effort in it. And like every time, like every chapter, different colors for roses for different ranks, and it's like a different set of comments every chapter, which I thought was an interesting little thing that they did. So, like I mentioned before, I love the plot. I thought it was really interesting. I thought it added into the story in really interesting ways. I thought it was a great in-between between 1 and 2. It's kind of interesting seeing some of the characters from the second game kind of running around. I wish there was more, but you got at least Hinata, which is interesting. Love the continuation nods. Kind of goes like the first thing. Like I said, despite the fights, I like the boss battles. The boss battles are pretty interesting. Usually, most of them had the one gimmick, like whatever your new bullet was, use that bullet on the boss. Usually, they did fine. I really love the last 2 boss battles because it's the mix, and it's like, oh, hit these really specific points with your really, really shitty gun and aiming system. Like as the game went on and you got more skills, it got a little bit better. It got a little bit more manageable. It's just either way, the camera sucked. So always hate that. And yeah, when you get near the end of the game, you get to like the final tower, like Toa Tower. What was really annoying is you will find these little extra kind of like diary clippings for all of the main villain, the kid characters. It will try to give you this little excerpt to try to justify their parents' logic, which kind of killed it for me because I'm like, you don't give me parents like Kotoko's parents where they were sexually abusing her, and you don't justify that. There's no justification. It was terrible. I don't care what the situation was. I'm not going to buy it. Like, Daimon's like, oh, well, his parents really did care. It's just, they cared a little bit too. Like, no, stop. It's terrible. Don't. It just kind of killed it for me because it's like, why would you do that? So anyway, new stuff that I found out about. So you have Danganronpa 3, The End of Hope's Peak Academy. It's upcoming TV. This is anime only new thing. It's not going to be a game. Upcoming TV anime series scheduled for 2016. Being directed by Seiji Kishi. It's an anime adaptation of any game, but a completely original new story supervised by the series creator Kazutaka. According to him, the series will feature content that can only be expressed within the anime medium, so now you have to watch the anime in this case. It's a sequel to Danganronpa 2, so this is actual sequel, which is interesting, which will follow the events after the second game, which I'm super hype about because, of course, like, most of the cast in the second game are in comas, and there's like that one little hope spot. Like they're in a coma, they can't be waking out of that coma. There's a very small chance it can happen, but it can happen, and there's no guarantee as to what their mental state will be after they wake them up. Because of course, Danganronpa 2, other personalities are basically reset, which is why the memories were kind of erased until 2 years before everything went down. The memories were reset to kind of basically rehabilitate them to not being the ultimate despair and kind of be able to have an alternative to just outright executing them. So would have worked out. Like the if scenario for Danganronpa 2 would have been like Monomi is able to successfully defeat Monokuma before it's able to basically successfully Trojan virus the entire system, and basically it's just a date sim, like a date sim the rest of the game. You just hang out with people, you build relationships, etc. Anyway, this game. Second game will apparently focus on characters from the first game. It's heavily implied by Kodaka that the Jabberwock Island and the characters from the second game will return as well. The anime is intended to be the conclusion of the Hope's Peak Academy storyline within the Danganronpa franchise as the upcoming other game, which I'm going to talk about later. There is a trailer for this game that you can find, but it's one of those trailers where it's a lot of kanji, a lot of stills, not that many stills, lots of kanji, and that's the trailer. So I didn't want to show it to you because it's kind of boring. If you can't read kanji, you should just left it there. But you can't find it on YouTube. So the new game that's actually coming up is New Danganronpa V3. Everyone's new semester of killing. This third game is going to be way in the future. It should be coming out in Japan sometime this year. I don't know when it's going to come out in America. Blah, blah, blah. Developed by Spike Chunsoft. It's the third main title in the game series, and it's both a sequel and something new for the series. I believe all the characters from here are going to be new. Like the title new implies, the game has a completely different storyline, characters, and environment than the first two games. Blah, blah, blah. With the only series mascot Monokuma returning, of course, if there's going to be Monokuma, I can only assume Junko is going to kind of be involved in some way, or hopefully Monica is going to be involved because, of course, the end of Danganronpa, Ultra Despair Girls, come away is technically training her to be the new Junko, so I don't know if you're going to bring her back. Furthermore, the V in the title doesn't mean just version, as it's mentioned to have more than one meaning, just as victory or violence. The overall theme is mentioned to be psycho-cool, unlike the psycho-pop and psycho-tropical themes. The first two games, the visual style will have a cool adult-like image, and it goes back to the classic trial system. It's not going to be any more BS, third-person shooter crap, so hopefully you're going to return to the norm and probably have even more annoying mini games throughout the trial system, but still better than FPS stuff. So, questions and comments? Anybody else? I went through things kind of fast, whatever. Oh, I have trailers too. I didn't show those because I'm going through stuff fast. Blah, blah, blah. So, here's a trailer for, let's go with V3, because it's interesting. I'm going to actually try it over here. And I cannot see what's doing. I'm sorry. So this full screen. I don't know what's doing. Tell me if it's playing, because I can't see from over here. Oh, it's playing. What?
Danganronpa.
Yeah, it sucks because I can't. Well, we're going to have to do it this way because I can't see this. Give me a second to adjust my monitor. Okay. Yeah, keep changes. There we go. Problem solved! Yay! You have the criteria of sadness now. Work.
Danganronpa.
I think it's a prison situation, like it's outright a prison. Oh, I can find it. Still installed. some time, I'm just gonna start showing all the trailers because I forgot I have videos I wanted to show because I'm stupid. Okay, yay for being tired. Anyway, we'll work our way backwards. So this is Ultra Despair Girls. I'm just gonna show all the videos because I have them. Also like Dangan or also Despair Girls because they finally got Toko not so focused on Byakuya and she actually has a friend for once, so
Dangan Ronpa.
another fun thing is in Ultra Despair Girls, I know there's a point where you're stuck in the subway system, which lasts for like 40 years. And there's one point where you're about to exit the subway system, and you're like, okay, let's go this way. It's like the directions to progression, it won't let you go. And you have to go this other direction instead. And all that happens is you see this cutscene, and it's like all the molecules and the children just doing a stupid dance. And you go back and say, okay, we can't go that way. So I'm gonna go that way. So, a literal waste of animation is just unfortunate to see all over the place. Also, robots. Other thing I loved about Ultra Despair Girls is when you get near the end and you're about to go, you're on the blimp, and before you go in, you have that little enemy arena, in which case I was like, fuck it, and we just use Toko. I'm not fighting with a camera to aim at like 30 different bears coming at me. It's like, no, Toko, just go. Just go, Toko. I can't do this with the fucking megaphone because the camera's not going to make this work for me. Also, I like with Danganronpa 2, since I'm working backwards because raises, I love the fact that they have the joke opening. I think this is the one. Do it. They have the joke opening, and you're like, oh, this is adorable. Nothing's gonna go wrong. Absolutely nothing. You're just gonna have fun times. Oh, this is gonna be cute. It's gonna be happy, fun times. Nothing's gonna go wrong. Especially if you manage to somehow avoid any spoiler for the game. It's like, oh, that's cool. It's gonna be different. It's like it's not different at all. It's same crap. Malcolm has to ruin everything. Malcolm is literally a Trojan virus. It's great. It's funny. It's like, oh no, he's replicating himself. And you see the factory where it's like it's literally him replicating himself. That's how you do it. This is really awesome. And Malcolm. Sorry, thank you. No, and this is completely bad. fact that in Danganronpa 2, it's like there's a countdown, and it's like, what's the countdown to? Absolutely nothing. I was just doing that to fuck with you. Like, oh, you bitches, every time. So yeah, back to this. There's the first one. I'm not screw it. You know, I'll just show it. Thank you for being patient with me, by the way. I know it's late. You're like, what the this is it? I'm sorry. Long day. Thank you, person. And she's funny if your first thing is like, does have to be really on. You ever show that he dies in the trailer? I'm like, no, it's still like real. It's like he totally dies. Another thing I love about the first game is no matter what you do, if you ever effed up and you lost all your HP, it's always like you're Makoto's automatically found guilty, which made no sense for a lot of the cases because it's like he wasn't even there. You knew he wasn't there. Oh well, it's Makoto. Like who voted for Makoto? What idiot voted for Makoto? He wasn't there. You were with him. You know that. So anyway, shout out the videos because I forgot to show. Any questions or comments? Because like I said, it's kind of more like a discussion panel. Yes. No, I think it was one that's they just came up with the title, but I haven't found anything about as far as what does it mean. Yes. Oh, Japanese for bullet time? Okay. I will look that. Okay, thank you for that. Yeah, because it's one of those games I think it's one of those kind of things that got really popular, where it was really popular on Tumblr. So that's the main place I found out about it. I kept seeing bits and pieces of it, and I was really hyped about it. But I was like, oh no, we're never gonna get it. And I never thought we were gonna get it. And it's like, oh, here's the anime. It's like, I don't care, but we're getting something. And then we finally got the game, and by that point in time, it's like pretty much everything for the game was spoiled. I think game 1, game 2 already came out. Game 1 pretty much practically spoiled a lot of things for myself. Game 2 I didn't. And there's just certain things I didn't find out. I didn't go through TV tropes entirely for Danganronpa yet, which is also another great thing to find out other bits and pieces for that or the wiki. Any more questions or comments? Who are people's favorite character? Don't look at me. Everybody had one. Kyoko. Kyoko's fun. Who else? What? Yes. Celeste, I love her character design. Every time she's there, it's she's great. I also heard a theory, I was reading through TV shows, especially when the chapter where she was the culprit, because since she's the ultimate gambler, everything's about luck. So when she was up against Mako, it's she kind of just caves in and she doesn't really start to fight anymore, that she's the one that's guilty, because it's I'm all about luck. I need luck for my thing to work. You're the ultimate luck. There's no way I can win. So she kind of it's not super, I think it's pretty much super obvious to me. But she does start to slowly just not even start to fight Mako. She doesn't really start to challenge anything because it's well, I can't do anything against the ultimate hope. Anybody else? Oh, Chiaki's fun. How can you not like Chiaki? She was adorable, kept everybody together, and then she had to die. All the nice ones had to die. And it's the ones that's oh, either kind of, they make it. Oh. Yeah, it's she'll make it. No. No. And it's funny because the minute you realize, it's just this, Chiaki, you kind of know, oh, she's based off this character. This can't end well. That was my assumption, but I was like, no, she has to make it. It's like the one time you kind of do hope Nagil's plan works out. And Nagil was funny because after a while, like after literally the first case, it's like, hey, if anybody wants me to die for them, I'll do it. You're like, what the fuck? Nobody talked to Nagil. Nobody talked to Nagil. He's gonna ruin it for everybody. So yeah, she was fun. Anybody else? Also, who's most hated character? That's my room. Anybody? You hate Nagato? Yeah, Nagato's one of those characters, like, I love him, but when somebody's like, I hate him, like, I don't blame you, because he's fucking magic. His hope is magic. It's like, everything just works. He is, and it's so funny, because he was keeping it together. I think the minute because he's really smart, so he found out a lot of information before everybody else did. So he pretty much found out, like, oh, we were all the ultimate despairs. I think that's really what made it start to crack. And it's just like, yeah, at that point, it's fucking insane. Just fucking insane. It's kept getting worse and worse. And to me, it's like, why did you keep him locked up the whole time? You know he's trying to basically kill himself. Lock him up the whole time, have somebody watch him. No, we're just going to let him wander about sometimes because nobody wants to make an effort anymore. Like, this is a terrible idea. It can only end in tears. Why does anybody let Nagil do anything? Because, of course, every court trial is like, whoever has the most hope is who he's rooting for. So he usually roots for whoever the killer is. And the minute that like either they start to wane hope or the other side starts to have more hope, he immediately jumps ship. And you're like, what the dude, pick a side and stick with it. But yeah. Who else did people hate? Terror. Yes. And people say that, I'm like, I did love him, but he's just a super pervert. And you're just like, because to me, he was like the least interesting. And it's just like, he was fun when you started, like in the court trial, when you really started to press him, like, dude, you did it. And he's like, no, I didn't. And then I think it's his Kansai accent. I forget regional accent he had. Really started to come out, and everybody was like, what the fuck is he saying? Like, I don't know, man. He had funniest death, though, because he got deep fried. It was hilarious. Kyoko was a total bitch. I love that. Like, pretty much, I think she was the reason that Fuyuhiko's sister died, or she calls her to die. I forgot how it worked out. But yeah, she was a total bitch. I loved her because I love bitch chibi characters because it's hilarious to me. Like, just tiny pint size, filled with feminine rage. Like, what the Kyoko? Every time she opened her mouth, she was always playing down Mikan. You're like, wow. Exactly. And it's like, I love characters like that. Bitch. All the time. You're like, wow, stop. Every time you look up, she's just basically telling Mikan, like, why don't you go die, Mikan? You're like, Jesus, damn, Kyoko. What were you going to say? Yeah. This particular art style is kind of like a gonk character for anime, where just like they're that character, like they're supposed to be kind of ugly, they stand out, and they just don't look interesting to everybody else. And because of that, he stands out. Not to mention just super perving, he's just perving on everybody, which kind of was like, Dangan 2 pretty much liked everybody. Like I said, the only one that didn't like it at all was Mahiru. He kind of grew on me after a while with all the pervy, because he hit on everybody. It's one thing when you just have a creeper character, it's like, oh, he hits on the females, like whatever, seen that a million times. Like, no, he hits on everybody. You're like, okay, this is kind of funny. But yeah, I understand. Like, he's like usually the main one. Him and the Gio and Kyoko are the main ones I usually hear that people hate from the second game. And I'm always like, yeah, I get it. I get why. Anybody else? So, yes. Yeah, it's fine. Talent, oh God, let's see. Archery, because that's literally like the most obvious Japanese sport thing that you see come up on every other anime and video game thing. So archery is one thing to me that seems more obvious. Chess master, because that can work. There's like a lot of things that they do. It's like super heavy anime crap. I'm like, what shit do you see in anime all the time? Those two things? Yes. The second one was literally like, you know what happened in the first game? Yeah, we're gonna kind of take that and we're gonna remix it. Like instead of having a bike gang leader, we're gonna have Yakuza. Instead of having martial artists, we're gonna have a gymnast who likes to kickbox a lot. But we're going to call it Ultimate Gymnast and plays into absolutely nothing. We have Ultimate Swordswoman. It doesn't really go where it should. But she's there to do stuff with it when she murders people. But yeah, went off the wall. Yes. Yes. That would make sense too, because it's like Hardcore is occult stuff. Gundam he did occult stuff. That's why I thought it was gonna be ultimate occult. Like, no, Pet Trainer, like that's awesome. But yeah, it's like they're inching their way there. Magic would be cool, because that's the easy thing to abuse and to murder. Yeah. And like honestly, generally following the general trend for every game, where literally every game is darker than the previous, which is like darker jokes, gorier for even though it's pink blood, but it's technically gorier. It's just darker paths. Hopefully they do something and then more interesting or more stuff with remixing talents from like previous games. Hopefully you have magician and other talents you mentioned, and hopefully it's just darker in general. I'm really interested to see what they do with the third game. I was hoping they would have a game that literally just detailed everything that happened before everything went to crap. Danganronpa 0 basically does that, but I'm like, I typically don't read novels. It's like, give me a game or an anime. I'll do an anime at this point. So, but yeah, anybody else? Comments or questions? I'm free to both, because we got time. Anybody else? Which was people's favorite game? Like Ultimate Spirit Girls, Danganronpa 2, 1, which one? What, the second one? Yeah. Second one, I didn't think it was possible to like a second game so much. I loved it so much. I'm like, this is way better than the first game. Like, I already liked the first game. The second game is like, I love it. What?
Oh, yeah, I agree.
Yeah, it was great. Yes. Yeah, exactly. Everybody makes it like, and it's kind of like a troll in a way, because it's like they die though, and it's like, don't get my hopes up about favorite characters that I love being back, because it's not gonna be canon. I thought it was interesting. I thought it was cool that they had that scenario, and like every game they have some kind of, with the exception of Ultra the Spirit Girls, if scenario. I thought it was interesting, if nothing else, but. It's a little bit of a cock tease, because they died, and it's just like, oh, what if they lived? Like, but they didn't though, because that's not canon. I only care about canon, so it's cool. Which reminds me, Ultra the Spirit Girls. I love the fact that they get the true ending. It's like, you should don't. It's like they give you an option, like throw the controller around, don't. It's like, okay, don't break it. Are you sure? Yeah, don't break it. Are you sure? Don't break it. At one point, I legitimately thought that my game broke. I thought it was repeating itself. I'm like, is my game broken? Maybe. I don't know. Let's see where this will take me. Dude, you should do it. Don't break it. Guys, this is the only reason why we're here. Don't break 10 times. 10 times, don't break it. And then finally, the final time, it's like, break it, break it. You're like, fuck you, game. I thought the game was going to fuck with me, where it's like, if you choose the second don't break it, or second break it, you'll actually break it, but the top break is completely different from the bottom. I was like paranoid the game was doing some crap. Like, no, you're totally fine. I'm like, okay, because I don't trust this game. Compared to like Persona 4, it has a similar situation where it's like, throw what's his face into the TV, don't throw it into the TV. And it was like a lot of options for that. I think it was like 4 to 6. This game was 10. I thought it was hilarious. But anyway, other discussion points. Yeah, Danganronpa 2, I also love that game. Also, the Spirit Girls worked out. I liked it, I just didn't like the play. It's literally like 11 out of 10 for everything else, and then it's like 1 out of 10 for gameplay. Unless you're in Genocide's Jail, it was possible. If you did the easiest mode, you could have just done Genocide's Jail as much as possible and just see the plot and just not care about anything else, which could have worked, but I wanted to do a little bit more difficulty. I didn't think the game was going to be that freaking broken, but whatever. I mean, as you got all the bullets, it helped out a lot more, but the puzzles became more like, I don't know what the hell I'm doing with this puzzle. Like, there's these type of Bakugas over here, there's this one, there's that one. Defeat everybody with only this particular shot. Like, how does this work? This seems impossible, whatever. Anything else people want to mention or bring up? Or questions or comments? Bueller? Yes.
How do people feel about the executions scenes versus 1 versus 2? Like, I personally found the executions in 2, that is one of the few things 1 did so much better.
Yeah, because I totally agree with you. Because there's, especially Mika's execution was pissed. Excuse me. That one pissed me off the most, because I was like, I like Mika as a character, and it's like, what giant fist, and it flies off to nowhere. What the fuck? Like, I know it's like virtual reality, and it's like more things to hammer in the fact that it's like this shit's not real. Like, okay, but that was just stupid. It's like, I think from the first game, the only execution that annoyed the fuck out of me was Awada. And it's like, well, technically, there's this tale that they used to tell where like a tiger chasing around whatever, and that's why it turns into, and like, it kind of makes sense, like I still hate it, but made a little bit more sense. Danganronpa 2, a lot of their deaths didn't, like, there were too fantastical. I think Gundam was one of the few ones I was like, oh no, and like that really made sense to me, but like a lot of them, like, I didn't really care. Which one? Which one? Yeah, yeah, I did hear. Yeah, that was the one I was just like, but why though? Exactly. She was set up, and she wasn't even supposed to be caught, because even the Gito, even though he sucks, even the Gito, he wanted her to get away because he realized, oh, wait, we're all the bad guys. We should all die, basically. It was his logic, I guess. And he wanted Chiaki to escape, and it's like, yeah, they solved the case, and they solved it too well, so she got found out. And it's like, and then what makes it worse, it's like, oh, yeah, because we're going to reset everything, you're not even going to remember her. It's like, why? Why do this to me? But yeah. Yeah. That was really brutal. Yeah, exactly. It's like, it's like, we're going to pelt you with like 1,000 baseballs. Like, what the And it's like the first death too, so you're just like, oh my God. Because even though I knew a lot about Danganronpa, I didn't know about the executions and stuff. So when I finally played the game, got to that point, I'm like, oh my God, damn. Damn game, damn. Okay. But yes. Yeah. 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 Truck to the face. Truck to the face. And I think like when I was reading the TV tropes page, the logic was because she tried to build herself to be this grand person. Because Celestia originally, I forgot her original name, she was very boring. I know like Hagakure, whatever part of his name, she has the same name. She's actually very plain looking, and she remade herself to fit more of an ultimate role, and she wanted to have a very ostentatious lifestyle. So basically, to mirror that, yeah, Monokuma gave you the big fuck you, exactly, of like, you want to be this grandiose, have this grandiose lifestyle, be this grandiose person, truck to the face, fuck you. Like, oh. Like, even when Junko finally died, she herself basically trolled herself, where it's like, there's a little bit of a pause right before she died, and even Junko, she has that moment where she's like, is it gonna happen? And then right before, it's like, is it? She just gets killed. Like, she trolls herself. Like, she trolls everybody, including herself. She's an equal opportunist, like, fuck everybody. It's just interesting because she's like, you think that's over? And it's like, nope, Junko legit, Lelouch planned everything out for years in advance. And it's like, how did you know everything that was going to happen? And it's like, she had it always set up in such a way where it's like, it doesn't matter what you do, I always win. Even if I'm dead, I win. Like, okay, fine. But yeah, that was interesting death. For me, it was when Mondo died, because that court case and what led up to him being executed was like Mondo. You can see Mondo and Ishitaka had such a close relationship, and Mondo was really Ishitaka's only real friend, and they really Ishimaru really bonded. And Ishimaru was the one who defended him at the end, at the very end, when you get to the point where you do the debate about, I'm forgetting terms, I'm sorry. And it was like, you can see he was really crushed when Mondo got found, and you're just sitting there like, I don't want Mondo to die. And it's even worse when you see Kiyotaka after the fact, and Kiyotaka's crushed, and he wouldn't really respond to anybody after that. If you try to do any like relationship builder crap or social links type stuff with him after the fact, he just wouldn't respond. He was just kind of comatose like the whole time. It's just like, wow, that really, because to me, he was one of the main ones, like after Mondo died, like you had like a character or two that were really like shaken after the fact. So that pissed me off. But anybody else with comments, questions? Actually, 5 more minutes left. Anybody? Bueller? Okay. Well, let's see, what else I got? Go. So I have business cards to my panel. One's cosplay stuff. One's my my panel blog and everything. I have all my resources, everything on my blog. I have a huge backlog because still need to do OhioCon. I went to CatsaCon, so I'm just waiting until MAGFest is done so I can do MAGFest and CatsaCon in one go. If you have any feedback or whatever, please email me. Please email me. Good, bad, ugly, I don't care. I appreciate all feedback. Don't be the one douchebag on the forums. This panel sucked, and it's like, but what did you not like about the panel? It sucked, but what did you not like? It sucked. Okay. YouTube commenter, great. So yeah, let me know any feedback. Email. I have a bunch of stuff on my blog, a bunch of ways to contact me. Thanks for coming, though. I really appreciate it. I know it's late and tired. I'm tired. Hope you have a fun MAGFest, and see you later.